Jah! Rastafari. Oh, excellent is thy name. Thou hast set thy glory above the heavens. For out of the mouths of babes and sons.
Yes, greetings one and all, in the name of the King of Kings, Kadamawi Haile Selassie and his Christ, Yahushua HaMashiach, and Adonenu, Yahushua HaMashiach. We're giving thanks for life, and we're giving thanks for the day and the opportunity. And, we are back, we're forward really on Word Sound Power, broadcasting and blogging again. I know we've been gone for a good amount of time, but by the grace and the will of the Almighty, Yah, we're back here broadcasting again. And, we apologize. We're just busy with music as well. We do music as well and many other things. But aside from that, we're coming to share some knowledge where we come across and that we learned and that we've been meditating upon for the past 3 weeks, maybe not even so long, but it's just been reoccurring and arising itself periodically within the past 2 weeks. Just the whole concept and teaching and knowledge thereof, and the revelations. So at this point, man, I want to talk about repatriation or repatriation, returning, going forward to I's homeland, and people ask, I don't know if the item watched the other two parts to this repatriation meds or meditation. It's just defining the word repatriation as to send back or to return to one's homeland, or as I said in the previous videos, that you could repatriate spiritually, mentally, and physically. And I believe that the spiritual and the mental should happen first before you decide to yourself that you want to deal with repatriation physically, straightforward to what people call Africa or the Tobia land. See? So I is going to talk forward to say that, ask the question to you all, why would you want to repatriate to Africa? Most people be like, oh, Africa ain't no bush animal and all these things, and why would I even want to go to Africa? They would ask me. Or maybe they don't see Africa in the true light that it needs to be in, because really and truly that's where I is from. Our forefathers and foremothers were put forward into certain circumstances, what some call slavery, or I call kidnapping and captivity and forced servitude, because I isn't a slave. Refuse that. I'm not a Western or Eastern European, excuse me, and a Southeastern European. I'm not a Goyim. I'm not a Goy. I is a Ethiopian Hebrew. Let's get that straight. So, just to speak though, repatriation to Africa, I agree with that, 100%. But it's in and under and over, all around, in the right conditions. Like I said in the previous videos, we have to be in Hamoshia, we have to be in the orders of that, we have to be on our squares, we got to be individually unified within ourselves so that we can collectively come together as individuals to form the nation again. Remember, I just heard another brother speaking on kind of not really repatriation, but he speaks on many things. But Wyndham Yadan, you have of the Line of Judah Society, and you have a brother that I see on Facebook as well named Jalian, and he was talking about repatriation the other day. And I agree with the two items that we must repatriate straight, especially since Rastafari, I Rastafari, go forward with that. And that is a teaching what I believe in, and that has been revealed in truth to I. A lot of people might not believe that, but you have been beguiled and you have been taught the wrong thing. Just read the Willie Lynch letters. I think I'm going to read that on here as well. But That's something where I and I pray if you deal with. But read the Willie Lynch letters. Read some information about slavery and the methods, not just what happened, but the methods as to how it was able to happen, because it wasn't just like the man them just get up and do it and it was that easy. The man them really study and took crafty counsel against I and I's forefathers and foremothers. So we really have to take heed to that and understand that we might not be in chattel slavery or cattle slavery, but we in economic slavery and spiritual slavery and a form of mental slavery all at once. So if we don't pre that, repatriation isn't relevant to you or to us, might I say, I'm gonna include myself. If we don't penny or like if we don't focus or meditate upon what chattel and economic and spiritual and mental slavery is, we're not gonna, repatriation isn't going to be relevant to you. This has no weight in your mind. You're not gonna waste time to meditate upon that. And that's overstood, because I mean, if you want to sleep, go ahead and sleep, but I is gonna deal with straight, going forward. If I have the proper chance, and I mean, I've always got the chance, but we got to go forward, and I is gonna pray that. So at this point, man, like I said, we need to spiritually repatriate back to Yahweh, and we need to repatriate mentally into the teachings of Hamashiach and the teachings of His Imperial Majesty, Hamashiach in kingly character, Christ in kingly character. We need to, pre them thing they mentally, so that we can uplift the nation and not further destroy it and debase it, So get to the root, man, the root of Dawid, the root of Ethiopia, the root of humanity, the ancient of days. Learn these things, because we need to focus on repatriation on all those levels. That is also returning physically, spiritually, and mentally. That's also, sending back certain things back to where they came from, which are foreign to even your true life as a spiritual being in the human experience. So, I mean, Rastafari teach I and I to study and examine all, and to choose and do the good. So that's what we're gonna do. And right now, the good we see is repatriation, returning home, investing in our home. People, quick to buy vanities, but not quick to really supply and get yourself out of a certain situation to go forward. So this is something that, we might have to start to look at in these 2013, 2014, because it's about to get serious. If it ain't already serious for you. Because it's serious for a lot of people out here, a lot of us, and we're just waiting for righteous Africans or righteous Ethiopians to come forward and, stretch forth their hands to Yah, so that, I and I princes and princess can come forward out of Egypt like the children of Israel supposed to do, and go forward to where we need to go, and that we could get forward, man. I just don't know how to really not explain it right. Like, it's repatriation, man. Wondering why nothing don't work for you here. I mean, how much time are we gonna sit here and cry over, if a black person don't win a Grammy because of the wrong thing, or how much time because they might have the wrong thing, as in they didn't play a role that was morally right, or they sold out, or this or that. We in their system. We in Babylon system. I and I get with integration, but we gotta have equality before integration. You can't integrate into a society where people don't see you as equal, and into a society where people already was hating you and probably still do hate you today. Read Willie Lynch. Read it. Read Willie Lynch. So it's kind of like we have to really cite that, repatriation is a must, even if you don't leave this land. Repatriate mentally and spiritually. I mean, I would highly advise you physically repatriate as well, but some people just don't see that as logical. But just Google Africa, man, and modern cities in Africa and the beauty and the upcoming market. Everybody want Africa now. You see all these big companies, man. These big corporations, which are the new governments. These big corporations that's coming forward. That's investing in Africa. But no, we invest in vanities. And I don't even need to get into specificness, or I don't need to specify what type of vanities do I people rather to buy, prefer to buy rather than get themselves out of a certain circumstance and situation that they've, in a sense, if you know what situation you're in and you don't try to move from out of it, you're consciously putting yourself there. So it's kind of like the brethren say, wake up before it's a nightmare, because when it's a nightmare, it's too late. And right now, it's a nightmare for a lot of mugs, a lot of people. I is in Chicago. Chicago got one of the highest murder rate right now, so a lot of people is in a nightmare right now. A lot of AIDS and disease going around. A lot of Deuteronomy chapter 28. The Barim chapter 28 is going on in these places. I know y'all wondering why I keep turning my face, but the microphone over there, and I want to make sure everybody hear what I'm saying. So apologies if it look like I'm not looking into the screen or the camera or whatever. I'm just talking. So, like I said, repatriation is a must, regardless if it's not physical for you, but I advise mentally and spiritually, because we must repent and return to the Most High Yah, and we must return from the false teachings and the negative teachings and the teachings that are leading us astray, and the misunderstandings, like the miseducations of I, the miseducation of a Negro. That book by Carter G. Woodson, I believe, Woods or Woodson, one of them. Just look up the miseducation of a Negro, and you will see. Read Willie Lynch letters, and you will see why we need to come out of her, my people, because Babylon is the cage or the keeper for the foul spirits. So therefore, I isn't foul. We were foul before, but now have returned to the Most High Yah, in and through the King of Kings and his Christ, Kedamawi Haile Selassie, and Adonenu Yahushua HaMashiach. So like we said, Jah army, Jah soldier, Jah student, Jah disciple, and Jah apostle. That's what we claiming here. So give thanks and praise for all who come forward and all who tune in and hear about repatriation. I pray that the others watch the videos that it's like slideshow videos in a sense about repatriation and biblical references to returning. Dictionary, a little bit of etymology. Didn't do too well on etymology, but it's there. You could do etymology on your own. Just look into the roots of these words, the origins, and you will see the true meaning, the purposes for these words. So bless the Almighty Yah, and bless everybody that bless I, and Jah will deal with those that curse I. I'm not cursing nobody, as Yahushua teach I. So give thanks and praise for tuning in, and repatriation, just meditate on it. Food for thought. Don't have to go no further from, just pray it. Everybody's talking about it. The Exodus, the Passover. The children of Israel and the Passover, the Exodus, the crossing of the Red Sea, the crossing of the Jordan River. The crossing of the Atlantic Ocean. It's bigger. Alright, so let's just see what's going on. Bless the Almighty again. Alright.
Jah! Rastafari! How excellent is thy name, thou hast set thy glory above the heavens.